Jai Bholenath, Jai Aghor Shambhu. Greetings, Namaste, and a warm welcome to the second podcast on my channel, Night Shadow. I hope you all are doing well with the blessings of the Almighty and your loved ones. I'm your host, Avdut. In the last podcast, we talked about what to expect from the channel, that is, Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, Tantrics and Aghoris, the Vampanthi or the left-handed way of worship from the mystic India. It's time we started our voyage. Before we talk about Tantra, we need to understand the Hindu way of belief and worship. The word Hindu probably was coined by the foreign empires to collectively refer the natives of India. India itself means the land of rivers. Geographically, through ages, the term Hindus meant to the natives living in the subcontinent spread from the Himalayas to the Indian Ocean, the Hind Mahasagar. There are 28 states and 8 union territories that make India. Every state has its own regional language. In Maharashtra, the native born speak Marathi language. In Karnataka, it's Kannada language. Andhra Pradesh has Telugu language. Gujarat state has Gujarati language. Punjab has Punjabi language. Each state has its own unique identity, language, and culture. So, how does one term them as Hindu? In this amalgamation of culture, those who follow the Sanatana Dharma belief system are collectively called as Hindus, irrespective of their religion. It's not necessary that if someone speaks Hindi language, he is a Hindu. Also, not necessary that if someone does not speak Hindi language, he is not a Hindu. Hinduism is not a religion. It is a way of life. Hinduism does not bind you or force you to follow a particular god, faith, or an ideology. You're free to choose your own God or your own faith. It's simply about where your faith lies, where your heart connects, what your soul connects to, and what you are comfortable with. You are encouraged to search and explore till your mind finds peace and tranquility. If you believe that your God is a tree, Hinduism encourages you to believe it. It advocates that the tree is the God. Your God resides in a stone. It's perfectly fine. Go ahead, worship it. Your God resides in an animal. Worship it. My God resides within me. It's perfect. Go ahead and worship it. Hinduism says that God is omnipotent. He is everywhere and you just need to find Him. It teaches you to respect the views and faith of others. The key words here are respect and faith. As long as you don't hurt the faith of others and respect their religious values, religious views, you are free to choose, worship and follow whatever makes you feel closer to the Almighty. I follow the Hindu Dharma, yet I can visit any other religious place, any shrine, any church, any sanctum and offer my respects or follow their beliefs. That does not make me a lesser Hindu or a greater Hindu. Hinduism encourages one to search for the truth and reach higher state of consciousness. There are numerous deities in Hinduism. You are free to worship anyone as per your belief or follow any other belief system if you wish to. Follow your heart. Live free. Suppose one is born in a Hindu family and is an atheist. He does not believe that there is a God. Hinduism has no issues with that ideology and that person. It advocates to respect the views of others, not preach, force or impose one's belief. No human, irrespective of his faith, should be forced to follow or believe in an ideology or faith which he is not comfortable with. In short, Hinduism advocates to follow the faith where your heart lies without hurting the faith and belief of a fellow human being. Lastly, in Hinduism, we believe that there is a cycle of birth, life, death and rebirth. It's a cycle, and to break free from this cycle is called liberation, moksha. The soul of the human being transcends the Maya. What is Maya? The world as we see it and the cycle of birth, life, death and rebirth is Maya. The soul of the human being transcends the Maya and assimilates into the singular energy that is omnipotent and resides in every single human being. This liberation is the focal point and foundation of Hinduism, moksha. Even in Tantra, the ultimate goal is to attain moksha. For the sake of simplicity, we will split the ways of worship in Hinduism into two parts, two ways, the Satvic way and the Tamsi way. In today's podcast, we will speak about the Satvic way in brief. We need to understand the Satvic way so that we can actually grasp what is the Tantric or the Tamsi way. Say there are two ways of doing worship, prayers and rituals in Hinduism. The right-handed way called the Satvik way and the left-handed way the Tamsi way or the Tantric way. So it's like working with right hand of God and left hand of God. I am giving you a simple analogy to simplify the way of rituals. It is as simple as classifying the dietary habits as a vegetarian and a non-vegetarian diet. You're free to choose the path you're comfortable with. None is superior or inferior to the other. The right-handed way of worship is more prevalent in every week of life of a Hindu and the Indian society. Satvic puja is largely constituted by the use of flowers, milk-based offerings, fruits, grains, sweets, hymns and chants that are said aloud. The use of diya, the oil lamp, is an essential part of puja for both ways of worship. The oil lamp is called as diya. Diya is lit to create flame. The flame is representation of the fire god and is considered as witness to the rituals. This is an important aspect for both the kinds of rituals, the Satvik and the Tamsi, a witness to the action that you're performing towards the particular deity. Usually, cow's ghee is used as a source to light the lamps. Ghee is clarified butter. Apart from fire or fire god, there are other elements which can be entrusted as witness to the pooja, the holy rituals. Pooja is the term largely applied to the holy rituals that are done in the Hindu culture. In Satvik puja, physical cleanliness, being celibate before the puja, purity of mind and body are basic requirements. Generally, people will have to take a bath to physically cleanse their body before a puja. Clean the house like sweep or mop the floors, create a clean, pleasant surrounding, light fragrant incense of a fresh colorful flowers, create a positive atmosphere, offer a portion of home cooked meal to the gods as offering or prasadam. These rituals are predominant in majority of the temples presided by the Brahmins, the Hindu priest clan. If you want to experience a Satvik Pooja to the core, I would recommend visiting a Hindu temple, especially down southern India. The Vedic ways are still practiced to the core, and it's a blissful and blessed experience. The Satvik Puja are done in almost 90% of the Hindu homes. Majority of the Satvik followers follow a vegetarian diet. You may still find some Satvik followers having other dietary preferences, but they form a very small pool in this culture. So that's more or less about the Satvik way of worship. I'll conclude the podcast here. In the next episode, we'll move on to the other side of the coin, the Tamsi way of worship, Tantra. We catch up very soon. Take care. God bless you. Have faith. Enjoy the journey called life and have fun while doing it. Live and let live. This is Avdut at Night Shadow signing off. Jai Bholenath. Jai Aghor Shambhu.